You hired an agency, they promised the world, and they delivered nothing. Unfortunately, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Adrian Ogus. I've managed around $15 million in ad spend across various channels, and I've worked in the agency space for around 5 years. So, bad agencies have given this industry a bad reputation, and you've probably been burnt by one. I assure you that there are good agencies, but you just need to know how to find them. And that's why I'm making this video. I want to give you the 3 core questions I believe will help you decide whether the agency you're talking to is actually the right fit. So if the agency that you're talking to can actually answer these 3 questions correctly, and I'm going to give you the answers that you're kind of looking for, then you can be quite confident in believing that, you know what, this agency is probably better than not. All right, so question 1. How do you actually measure performance for a business like ours? So the reason why this question is important is because you're assessing their measurement competency. Now, these are the answers that you don't want. You don't want answers like this. Oh, we strictly look at in-platform cost per acquisitions, and then we just allocate more money toward the channel that is delivering the best cost per acquisition. Now, in theory, you might be thinking, wait, that makes sense, right? Yes and no, right? So first of all, you've got to understand, well, what is your business, right? So if your business is an e-commerce business, or if your business is a SaaS or B2B business, obviously these answers are going to differ. So let me break it down. First of all, let's start off with an e-commerce business. If your business is an e-com business, what you want to hear is we approach measurement from a universal perspective. So we're looking at media efficiency ratio, or MER. And what MER is it's basically total revenue divided by total spend. It's basically a global return on ad spend figure. And this will basically take into consideration all channels' contribution at a top level perspective. So if your MER is consistent, even if you're spending more money on Facebook and Facebook's in-platform return on ad spend looks really, really bad, well, it doesn't matter, because at a top level perspective, things are consistent and, revenue is actually going up. So that's the complexity that you're looking for here. Another one is also new customer acquisition cost, or NCAC, right? At a global level as well, at a universal level. So total new customers divided by total ad spend, right? That's what you're looking for. Is this consistent when we spend more money across all channels? If the answer is yes, then you're in the right track, you're heading in the right direction. Even if in-platform return on ad spends look really bad, you don't care, because overall performance is trending upwards. Now, I want to caveat that with, I'm not saying completely, dismiss in-platform metrics. Definitely not. You should use these as guiding metrics, and I think a good agency will benchmark in-platform metrics to help guide those platforms, right? Which is another conversation. But really what you're looking for here is we're looking at universal measurement to assess overall performance. That's what you're looking for. Now, from a B2B perspective, it's very similar, right? You're looking at, again, total metrics, right? If you're looking for more marketing qualified leads or more MQLs on a monthly basis, we're looking at what's your total cost per MQL. So again, total MQLs divided by total spend, right? Is this consistent month on month when we spend more money across all of our channels? If the answer is yes, then you're headed in the right direction. If the answer is no, then you might need to kind of look into a few things. Again, even if your in-platform metrics, in Google Ads, your CPA says things are doing really, really well in Google, and then you look at total overall cost per MQL and you see that metric, actually increasing, right? It's getting more expensive to acquire a new marketing qualified lead, even though Google's saying it's going down. That's what actually matters. So basically, what you're looking for is the agency to say, we look at top level metrics to measure total paid media performance. Question 2, how do you measure whether paid media is actually driving incremental growth over time? This is a good question. I really like this question. And the reason being is, at the end of the day, paid media almost looks worse before it starts to look better, especially if you're operating in industries with long buying cycles, B2B businesses, more or less, right? So if your agency is very much reporting strictly on month performance, that's not what you want, okay? You want a more long-term approach to strategy. So I'll give you an example. You want a clear roadmap, okay? You want the agency to be able to say, okay, for your particular business, right, it operates in in an industry with long buying cycles. We can't expect to see performance increase after month 1, but we have a plan. Okay, by month 3, this is where we expect to be, and by month 3, if we're not there, then this is what we're going to do, right? This is what we can. These are the 2 scenarios we can expect. It might go to plan, or it might not, and if it doesn't, then this is the reason for it, and this is what we're going to do to react to that, right? You want a clear plan to measuring incrementality, basically, right? And incrementality is measuring performance over time, right? Over time. You want to optimize towards a long-term plan, not towards a short-term plan. You really want the agency to be thinking, in line with your actual business, so that it can craft a strategy that matches, your business. And I want to add as well, in terms of the incremental part, right? Actually measuring incrementality, right? This, I guess, goes back to question 1, right? Understanding, well, what is the universal source of measurement? And then you use that in conjunction with your long-term plan. All right, in month 3, we expect to get here. This is month 2. Let's have a look at measurement, right? This is how we're measuring total performance. Okay, oh, cool. New customer acquisition is actually consistent and overall revenue is increasing. Okay, cool. Things are going to plan, after increasing spend. We're seeing incremental gains. That's what you're looking for across an actual long-term strategy. Now, I offer free audits and road plans. So if you think that your Google Ads account or just paid media strategy needs someone to look into it, maybe you think, there's a lot of budget being wasted, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, no strings attached. I'll, tell you what I think. And if you want to go, your own way, go your own way. And if it eventuates into something further than that, then fantastic. And question 3. So how does the account manager work with the paid media specialist on our account? And who would we speak to when discussing performance or strategic changes? Now, this is another important question, and I'm going to be quite transparent here. Unfortunately, what a lot of agencies do is they eventually offload your account to a junior, and that junior doesn't really have a lot of senior support. So your account may start to drop in performance, and things start to go badly, right? You don't want this. And what you want to know is basically who is actually working on my account, who is in charge of my account's success and performance, right? Now, account managers are great, and I'm not diminishing the value of an account manager, but I think what an account manager should be doing is they should be making sure that the project management side is working well, they're communicating to the client, and of course, they're making sure everything on that particular account is aligned. All the teams are working together well. But when it comes to actually making optimizations and working on your account every single day, they're not doing that. It's a specialist, right? So you just want to know basically, all right, well, who is the specialist that I'm working with? Who is the actual specialist working on my account? And am I able to actually talk to that specialist, right? And just kind of understand what's happening from their side. And if the answer is yes, then everything's fine. Some red flags and what you're not looking for is, no, basically, we don't offer a direct line to our specialists. You won't be able to talk to them. You only talk to the account manager. That better streamlines management. These are answers that you don't want. You want a very collaborative answer of, yeah, of course. If you want to talk to the specialist, you can talk to the specialist. It's fine, but ultimately, they are very, very busy, and it's the account management's, role, the account manager's role to, communicate and to just streamline communication, because it makes things run smoother and easier. So what you're looking for, the answer that you're looking for is basically, yes, you can talk to the specialist, and this is the specialist on your account. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and maybe, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.